Welcome to Paradise, Michigan, Genesis, Season 3, Episode 33, The Vanishing Twin. The beach is alive. Bonfires burn low and wide along the shoreline. Their light rippling across the dark surface of Lake Michigan. Laughter carries on the warm night air, unrestrained and careless, mingling with the crackle of burning driftwood and the distant thump of a radio playing something everyone knows the words to. Shoes and sandals are abandoned in the sand. Someone shouts a dare and someone else runs for the water. Sparks spiral upward and vanish, swallowed by a sky heavy with stars. This is summer in paradise. We pull away from the fires and the beach, leaving behind the heat and the noise, drifting up from the sand as it gives way to the cracked pavement, still holding the day's warmth. The night hums softly with amber glowing streetlights, carving out pockets of safety between stretches of shadow. Fireflies pulse in the tall grass. Somewhere nearby, a screen door slams, followed by a half-hearted warning to somebody who won't listen. The town at night in the summer is on full display to us as we fly through. Main Street lies quiet but awake. Wayne's Friendly Tavern glows from within, neon buzzing, laughter leaking through the door every time it opens. The smell of beer and old wood hanging in the air. Parked cars sit low and patient along the curb. Houses line the side streets, windows lit with late night television. Box fans rattling behind thin screens. Everything feels loose, unwatched, possible. We move further from the center of town, the sounds thinning as the road narrows and the trees press closer. The air cools just a little. Gravel replaces pavement, crunching softly beneath as the Starlight Trailer Court comes into view. A small cluster of homes stitched together by dirt drives and porch lights, each one glowing like its own little world. Radios and televisions murmur through open windows. A dog barks once, twice, then goes quiet. The smell here is different. Cut grass, oil, warm metal. The Smith's trailer sits near the back, porch light on, casting a tired yellow pool across the ground. The girls' bikes are there, lying sprawled in the driveway. Discarded. Chrome catching the nearly full moon, handlebars overlapped, kickstands leaning wrong. They've been here a while. We drift closer. This is where the night slows down. Tomorrow has no shape yet. No bells. No homework. No expectations waiting in the morning. Just long days ahead. Scraped knees, bad ideas, and adventures that will feel small someday but mean everything right now. This is the quiet moment at the edge of something. The last deep breath before the summer decides what it's going to take. Paradise holds still around us, warm and electric, pretending, just for tonight, nothing will ever change. It's almost easy to forget everything that has already happened to you. It's almost easy to not imagine what terrible things still remain. What's going on inside the Smith's trailer after the boys have left? Just the girls here. Turn it over to the girls.
I think we did mention watching a shitty late night movie on TV.
Yeah, we had made popcorn. So...
And now we have like way too much popcorn because we made it for 6 people and there's now 3 people. So I think that I don't know that Rosie planned to stay. So maybe if Jessica has like an oversized band t-shirt of some kind, like Rosie would probably borrow it to sleep in.
Yep.
And yeah, eventually we just kind of are chilling and chatting and, you know, gabbing like gals.
I think there's the... You know, when you have to talk to someone about something really serious, or there's... there's like, you don't want to say it, and so there's like this avoidance of it, and like maybe a bit of wanting to stay within the normal. So I don't even know that Jessica would bring up, like, I think Jessica would just be reveling in this moment of normalcy for as long as possible, just joking and laughing and eating popcorn, maybe throwing a few kernels at Rosie if she makes a joke. Or
and just when Jess least suspects it, Rosie like lines one up on her palm and like really hard goes like pew, and it hits you in the back of the head probably.
I think there's even a moment I can see this so perfectly in the girl's room, the only light coming from that blue flickering glow from the TV as you're all sprawled either on the floor or across the bed. As you flick a kernel at Jessica, Anne does the same thing and aims it at you, Rosie.
My eye!
And you see as Anne goes to flick this kernel at you, she aims it and then she flicks it, and the popcorn kernel it disintegrates.
Oh Jesus, she's
Gambit. And she kind of looks, there's this moment where the three of you kind of look like, and maybe you realize what would have happened if it had actually sailed off her hand, and then she just starts giggling at it.
I'm and I have like a piece of popcorn in my hand that I was ready to another one aimed for the back of Jess's head, and I'm just like, I'm just and I decide that that's the end of this game because I value my 20/20 vision. Would I get any sense? Would I get any sense of that uncomfortability that Em mentioned a second ago, that Jessica like wants to say something but can't?
Sounds to me like that's a charm versus charm roll. Let's get some dice rolling, kids.
Charm. I will likely lose. I think
Charm versus Charm sounds like an 80s show, probably something.
I think we've said this. Yeah,
it's probably something that was on Sunday afternoons on ABC or something.
I only rolled a 3.
Well, I rolled a 1. So it's you know what? What the hell? We're back, bitches.
Did you roll for Anne?
Anne?
Yeah.
Does Anne want to know? Oh.
No, I mean, I know Anne's a part of this, but I'm just curious.
Anne got a 13.
Anne got 13.
Oh.
How does Anne deflect this? Even what are Anne and Jessica doing to avoid this?
I mean, I think Anne would also, like, probably even more than Jessica, would be trying to avoid this, because this is, I can imagine, this is all Anne ever wanted, was to have a normal-esque night watching a movie. And so, maybe whenever she sees Jessica like taking a breath as if she's gonna say something or mention something to ruin the moment, you'd hear Anne just like, oh my god, he's like so hot, who is that? Like pointing to the to the TV, whatever movie they're watching.
God, who would that be? 1985. Probably one of the Coreys.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Johnny Depp.
Sure.
Kiefer Sutherland,
Oh, God.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh my God. And Rosie would she would answer like, oh yeah, he's in that other thing, and that like she has a pretty extensive knowledge as well. And I imagine with my one, there are times when I like almost catch it, but Rosie is likewise just kind of enjoying this moment. Obviously she is still coming out of her fucking coma and the whole trauma of that bullshit, and this is just a very nice, calm, quiet time.
Yeah, so I think Jessica sees that, and so she just like lets the moment continue.
Nice.
And with that, rolling a 1 versus a 3 and a 13, Rosie, you won't notice anything unless Anne and Jessica choose to bring it up. Anne and Jessica are successful in masking this uneasiness, and it helps that you're all sort of gathered on the same bed or around the same bed, that there's nothing weird about how close Anne and Jessica are staying to each other.
Right. Oh my God.
And also, it's a trailer.
Does one of them, right? Like they're never more than 10 feet.
I was just saying, it's a trailer, so you can leave the room, go to the bathroom, and still be within 10 feet of the other person.
Just gonna ask if like they, yeah.
So I think with a little bit of that, maybe an exchange of looks between Anne and Jessica, and then the diversion, and then Rosie starting to name, and I imagine the girls just kind of start going back and forth, naming different guys who are in different shows and half paying attention to the.
Sorry to interrupt. There might be a realization that like Anne is so not into pop, like is so removed.
Oh Jesus Christ! She's like, yeah, she's Amish at this
from
point, like
pop culture. So, oh man, Jessica like squeals. I think this is her moment to like grab all of the magazines she can while the movie's playing and like.
And
show,
I think before Jessica, like while Jessica is like grabbing all these magazines, I think Rosie would grab Anne by the shoulders before she gets to you, and she rattles off like the entire Tigers starting lineup from last year, which was of course the year they won the World Series. And just like, this is very important. This is historic. This has never happened. It might never happen again. And she's just like trying to like get her own in there before Jessica fills Anne's head with what Rosie kind of thinks is useless shit.
In Anne's
nearly
head,
as important as the Tigers.
in Anne's head, you're basically both just filling her head with guys' names, and as you mentioned the Tigers, Jessica pulls out a big stack of Tiger Beat. So I think
perfect.
For now, that's where we're going to sort of our camera will retreat out of the bedroom window to in that blue glow, just seeing the three of you looking over these magazines. And I imagine Rosie pulling a Sports Illustrated out of her backpack to counteract.
As soon as Jessica starts in with the diatribe, Rosie's like, okay, this is where I check out. And she like lays on the bed with like her head like upside down, and she's just reading her Sports Illustrated.
And we'll shoot over to the to Stone Hill, and by now Coop, Oak, Laz, and Billy, you've reached the Eccles household, reached the driveway, and I think there's this moment where walking your bikes after that climb up Stone Hill, Billy kind of looks a little uneasy. and he's looking around at, even though Stonehill is the rich people neighborhood, it's where it's where a lot of the kids want to hit this neighborhood during Halloween, because they give out full-size candy bars and don't give out things like U.S. flags and dental floss. But Billy's kind of looking like, even though these are big, large houses with big yards, compared to the Stapler house, which sits at the end of its own long road, these houses are still relatively close together. And you see Billy keeps kind of looking up at the nearly full moon. And I think Billy says, I don't know if it's a good idea if I go in with you guys right now. I'm gonna... Oh. And he kind of goes, it's not full yet, but it's almost there, and I think I need to go blow off some steam. I'll be back. And then, to kind of maybe disperse the bad news a little bit, he takes a few steps and then looks back at you guys, and he looks right at you and kind of lowers his head a little bit, and he goes, "I'll be back." Quoting Schwarzenegger, and then I think he's actually going to I'm going to leave this here, if that's okay, Laz, and leave his bike behind. And I think he is going to kind of walk away from you guys into a shadowy part of the yard. And for a moment, he disappears into darkness, and then you kind of hear what sounds like somebody cracking their knuckles.
Ew.
Too many knuckles. Very loudly.
So many knuckles. And
then you see 2 pinpoints of reflected moonlight coming from in the shadow. You hear a snarl, and then what looks like a large dog just darts out of the shadows and jumps over the neighbor's fence and disappears down the hill. And that's how you remove Billy from the scene. Leaving Coop, Oak, and Laz to watch their friend literally lope off into the moonlight.
I think Laz actually just like slings his skateboard into his backpack, and he'll just ride Billy's bike.
So basically at the end of your driveway. So
Laz is actually riding a bike for once?
He is riding a bike.
I thought all this was a cover for maybe the fact that Laz didn't know how to ride a bike. But we know different now.
He very much knows how to. Probably not the same kind of bike that Billy's riding. No. I imagine Laz probably knows how to like ride a BMX.
I don't know. I feel like Billy was riding like a cruiser or a 10-speed or something. I don't know if we ever... Yeah. I don't remember what very Billy's bike is, but...
No.
All right.
So Billy's bike is a black Huffy.
Oh, it is a Huffy. Okay.
Well, well worn.
It could still be many different kinds of Huffy.
That is true. My Huffy was
high-end
more of a BMX. Yeah.
Spells it with a PH.
To be fair, I mean, he got the Huffy before he was Billy Stapler.
True.
That's true.
Fair.
Last vestige.
All right, boys. What's going on with you as you head up the Eccles driveway?
I think that this is the first time that Oak is actually seeing, like, he's seen Laz's house in other iterations, like other timelines that we've been in, but like knowing that he gets to go inside and potentially whatever he's gonna see in there now either confirms or changes his mindset is kind of odd to him. And I think there's a moment when they do get up near the stoop where he's like, he hangs back a minute because he's like, okay, so I'm gonna walk inside and we're gonna be brothers, right? Like, that's how this is gonna work. Yeah.
I think Laz is like 2 or 3 steps like up the stoop, and he kind of stops and realizes that Oak's not still with him. What are you talking about?
Well,
Oh, you mean,
yeah.
well, yeah, I don't know. Part of me feels like it's already been the case. Like you're already my brother, at least in a way. So
Well,
I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that's
I have memories of you like having a room.
okay. Well, that makes
It's a
sense
mess.
too. Me too. But okay. He kind of like looks at Coop and then looks at Laz. He's like, all right, I got my buddies with me. If anything goes wrong or hairy, we can handle it together. Okay.
You've got
Yep.
this, Oak. Can we go inside now?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. We got a lot up here.
Laz,
And
keep going. Laz, roll a perception. A brains.
yeah, and I think Oak is like kind of rattling off about like, okay, so clearly there are some things there's certain things I feel like I can't say right now, because if I say them, then it fractures things, and I don't want to do that right now. So I'm just gonna
What do you
enjoy this.
I don't think you can wreck things just by saying it.
Well, if I said that I don't necessarily believe that where we're at is prime. Okay?
Okay, I follow.
Yeah.
You think
If
they're
I dig
still
any,
lying to us about it?
it just Sharp being her doctor, that bothered you, right? That bothered me too.
Well, yeah. Anytime
Yeah.
I have to cross paths with that asshole.
Ashley Raven showing up, everything happening like that. It just,
Too convenient?
and then like, okay, since it's just the three of us, okay, and we all know. I just want to make show of hands. We all know that Jessica only had one bed in that room, like numerous times, right?
Did we know that? Yes, we did know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
weirdly, you've all been in Jessica's room. But
Yeah.
nobody's been in anybody else's room.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
That's true.
She only had one bed, which means,
But there was only one of her, and now there's two.
yeah, but okay, it's like, how do I put this? And then like Oak tries to go into like what his broad understanding of it is. It's like if you added a piece of code to a program, and that program then said, hey, that piece of code doesn't belong here. But
Laz
we're gonna-
interrupts Oak
I
and
don't
puts his hand on his
understand.
shoulder. He says, "You want me to get your rolling chalkboard?"
Yes.
do I have one here?
Pretty
I gotta
sure.
go see. And he like
So,
My God.
runs inside.
as Oak is running ahead to go inside, even with a 5, Laz, you notice something different as you are bringing the bikes up the driveway and heading towards the sort of side or back entrance where you'd normally go. I imagine there's probably one of those circular drives, but there's a section where it goes towards like a big 3-stall garage, and then there's a covered walkway that leads towards the back patio where there's a swimming pool, and then On the back side of that, there's a slider that opens up into the kitchen. That's probably like the most common entryway. And as your Oak kind of goes running ahead, you realize there is a Cadillac Eldorado parked in the driveway, and neither of your parents drive a Cadillac Eldorado, nor would they leave it up parked outside at night. Your parents have a visitor.
Okay, so the impression that we get is that somebody is here with our parents. It's not somebody here when they're gone.
No, your parents. Okay. There's every expectation that your parents were going to be at home tonight.
Okay.
Ew, hope it's not key party night.
Is there an upside down pineapple sticker on this car? Anyway.
The moment
just taking
we walk
a drink
through the doors,
there's only one car.
Walk through the doors. Coop looks up and goes, "Holy butts! Your house is huge."
What? I mean, I guess it is. I'm still kind of getting used to it. It wasn't always like this, you know. I used to live in a tiny little apartment in the city, and
I think you can fit the first floor of my whole house in just that place over there.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think
it's
as you're talking, you hear a voice that is coming from one of the other rooms, heading towards the kitchen, and says, No, that's all right, Lyle. I told you I can get it myself. No problem. Don't bother. And Dr. Devin Sharp comes walking around the corner.
Oh!
He is wearing just like black slacks and dress shoes. But he has just a white dress shirt, no tie, collar undone, not wearing a jacket. So extremely casual from anything you've ever seen him in. And he's holding an empty glass tumbler with a couple of ice cubes clinking around in it. And he comes walking into the kitchen just as you guys are talking to each other, and is kind of just stops in his tracks and says, "Oh,
I think Les says, "What the fuck are you doing here?" without even thinking about it at first.
What are you doing here?
I think you hear, and for just a moment, you see Dr. Sharp not as the Nexus Lab doctor, not as a surgeon, but as Vice Principal Dr. Sharp. And you hear him almost instinctively says, "Language." And then he just kind of goes, sorry. This is your house.
Oh my god, he's
What?
fucking your mom.
What are you doing here? Weren't you kids all going to be at the beach for the annual beach sleepover bonfire thing?
Oh, it's just a bunch of chodes down there. Hey, are you getting yourself a drink? Tab me.
He kind of just looks at you, Coop, as he kind of walks past, I think almost awkwardly, even in the larger kitchen, he has to sort of awkwardly walk between Coop and Laz, and kind of looking at you, Laz, as he does so, to get to the refrigerator, where he says, "I was just gonna get some ginger ale." And he opens up the refrigerator, and he kind of looks for a second, and then he pulls out a tab and hands it to you, Coop, and then he does pull out a Verner's, and then
yes.
well, you know it's got to be Verner's.
Gotta be Verner's, man.
And then he looks like he's about to close the fridge, and then he goes, Sorry, did you want something, son?
Funny you should mention. When that was Tamiko. Jacob, I'd like to pop and scrape some surface thoughts while Devin's interacting with Laz.
Oh yes.
How many pops is it to do that?
Oh no,
Are you
no, it's the power. It's my power.
Oh no.
It's
So
not a pop.
So we didn't really do any kind of recap. VOTs are available. You can go back and watch the other episodes if you want to know what's going on. But we've established in the more recent episodes that you guys all seem, or most of you at least, seem to have been experiencing some sort of evolution of your powers. You're seeing an increase in powers, doubling up of abilities. And with that, as we have done previously, your base level abilities, such as scraping surface thoughts, does not require you to use power tokens. That is a fundamental aspect of your psychic ability.
It's a cantrip.
Theoretically,
Exactly.
if I wanted to dig a little bit,
That would require the use of power tokens.
how many dice could I dig before I experienced a nosebleed?
5.
It's not the number of dice, it's the number you have to hit.
Oh.
So I will tell you,
Surface
you
thoughts
can
is fine.
scrape surface thoughts for free. For the you'd think I'd have put fucking tabs on this book by now. There we go. If you wanted to dig deeper, size 4.
Warming it up.
That's a +0.
Carrie.
What?
Jakes?
6.
Oh, hey, while Jake, sorry. Hey, while Jake's looking up stuff, check us out on Teespring. Oh my goodness, Redbubble.com.
no!
That's been a minute. Holy Moses, Redbubble.com. At Redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great logos, like the one I'm wearing, the one Jeremy's wearing, the one Tamiko's wearing, and so many other cool ones. You can get our logo for this game or for any of your fantasy games. There's almost always a deal at Redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping. So check us out today at Redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
Original design on me and Jeremy's goodies.
Yay!
You would need to beat a DC 8 to get a little bit deeper. The DC goes up the deeper you want to go.
I'm going for it.
So I'll tell you, surface thoughts are you just catch sort of fragmented. You get the sense that Dr. Sharp is not the kind of person that has like a true inner monologue. So you catch fragments of phrases as he's like, "Oh, shit, this is awkward. Oh boy, don't call him son. I mean, you call everybody son, but no, just don't do that. Okay, well, he doesn't know anything. You're not doing anything wrong. Just a lot of that kind of stuff."
Oh my god.
He's definitely feeling the awkward of the situation.
Okay, I'm going one layer in.
Okay, so that's gonna be a DC 8.
Okay.
Your first token is free.
That was a 5.
Okay.
That was a 7.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm at a 10. So that was 1 freebie, 2 rolls.
So a 10
Boy.
on 2.
That's great. That's great.
A 10 on 2 gets you.
What if the deep monologue is just more of this? That's what if this is as deep as it goes.
I mean, it's Devin Sharp. He's about as deep as a fucking
One
cat litter
puddle.
tray.
So that's based on, okay, so you rolled a 10. Okay, yeah,
Just
you're
coach above the DC.
you're gonna get a little bit of dizziness, and just for a moment you get a little bit of almost like tunnel vision, as you sort of concentrate. You're not quite like Drew Barrymore's dad in Firestarter when he would try to do stuff and he would be like, And you're not like 11 in Stranger Things. You're not getting a bloody nose yet. If you push deeper, you would probably start to get some of that.
Yep, that's what I'm trying
Minor
to
inconvenience
avoid.
right now.
I'm trying to be inconspicuous.
Don't be suspicious.
As you dig deeper and get past the initial surface thoughts, you catch more images and fragments of conversation before you all showed up that Dr. Sharp showed up here invited by Jeannie and Lyle, and they have been discussing the pros and cons of just telling Laz the truth.
Oh,
Juicy.
the tea is hot.
I love it. Thank you,
So
Jacob.
that takes us back to that moment where Dr. Sharp is awkwardly standing in front of you, Laz, asking with the refrigerator door open, "Did you want anything, son?"
Laz does not say anything back to him. He reaches past the man into the refrigerator himself and pulls out a Bartles and James and takes the foil off and puts the lid in the little like side mounted bottle opener that's on the the counter next to it, and just pops it open, all while maintaining eye contact with him. And then he just takes a big sip and he turns and he leaves the kitchen.
Coop, you catch a little bit of that sort of the stray surface thought from Dr. Sharp, that he sees this as a typical teenage show of defiance, but you also catch a little hint of almost sarcasm in his thought of that might have had landed with a little more impact if it wasn't a wine cooler. But he doesn't outwardly say anything to you.
It's a strawberry daiquiri one.
I was about to say, is it daiquiri or peach? So Coop's like, just kind of sipping on his tap, watching this, and then he watches Laz walk out of the kitchen and realizes awkwardly it's now just him and Dr. Sharp. He nods.
So, how about those Mets, huh?
He looks at you, closes the refrigerator, cracks open his Vernors, and pours some into his glass. Kind of raises an eyebrow at you and says, "I'm more of a Cubs fan." And turns...
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know sports. Oh, look at the time. I better find my friends. Catch you later.
Turn around. They're immediately behind you.
And Coop has no idea where he's going in this house, so he just vaguely goes off in the same direction that Laz.
Coop, you leave the kitchen and
Hello?
you see that there is a hallway, that this one hallway has more doors and doorways leading off of it than your entire house has doors in it. And I think with that, we're going to cycle back over to the Starlight Trailer Court. What's going on with the girls? Are you...
Rosie is like, okay, so she's picked out all the unpopped kernels from the bottom of the popcorn bowl, and there's like those little extra buttery, salty bits that aren't even whole popped kernels anymore, and she's like just pouring them into her mouth, and she just like is crunching them and takes a extra big gulp of tab right afterwards. And she's like, "Oh, this has been nice. I'm tired."
It's been weird. Like, nothing has happened. You can see, like, Jess is, like, looking around almost, like, a little anxiously.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and I would like. I know it's like I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe it won't this time though. Maybe it just like won't. Maybe we'll have a good summer and it'll just be fine and chill and fine.
I think both, if this is okay, Jake, I think both Anne and Jess make the same face, which is
don't shut up your faces. And Rosie like stands up and kind of like, can I have this bed?
Yeah.
Rosie like pulls the covers off, and I'm like, I'll just be the glass half full one in the room. How about that? And you two can be like, well, I guess like glass quarter empty if there's two of you. Anyway, I'm going to sleep. I'm so tired. And Rosie like climbs into bed and like snuggles in and like has covers like up on her face. And I imagine it's not terribly long before she like is in that like magic zone between awake and between sleep.
Yeah, I think Jess and Anne looks to the floor and then back to Anne. So obviously one of them is going to have to take the floor. And you can see like Jess is like slowly moving towards like the covers, intending to take the
What is Anne's charm?
D20.
What's
Oh, wow.
Jessica's charm?
Also a D20.
Okay.
They're the same.
We're gonna roll it off.
Oh boy.
I'll roll for Anne this time.
All right, Jess got a 15.
Oh, good fucking luck. Oh shit. God
Anne
damn
got a
it.
16.
Oh my goodness.
I think
That's some bullshit.
so. I think as you start,
There's like a no.
I think as you start to like move towards the covers, I think Anne just sort of like pulls her feet up and slips under the covers, and then simply lifts up on the blanket, and through her extra strength, just sort of lifts you until you can't. It's not a flat surface anymore. Just unceremoniously dumps you
Like,
onto the
tumble
floor.
off. Fuck you.
And then as you hit the floor, all of a sudden we see flying in the frame is a pillow.
Yeah. Rude. And you hear that.
Upon the thud, Rosie like turns over and is like, what happened?
All you've got is
Are
the
we-
piece
are
of
we dead?
floor, a
What's
pillow,
happening?
and one of those crocheted Afghans.
Yeah, oh my god, it's green. Rosie's like, are we okay? Is everything okay?
No, Anne's taking the bed.
And this
She's
very
using-
much... Go ahead.
It's like she's being unfair.
This very much belies Rosie's previously positive attitude, because like the first fucking bump in the night, literal bump in the night, she's just like, oh my god. And then I think she's like, okay. And then she like lays back down and like rolls over and is like facing the wall.
A moment
Yeah,
later,
so Jess will begrudgingly make herself a nest on the floor.
a moment later, one of the blankets slowly lowers down to you, but Anne does not cede the bed to you.
No.
And I just imagine you leave whatever movie was playing. Maybe it's HBO or something that's running, so it's just whatever movie's next will play. Volume's kind of low. That blue glow flickering as the three of you drift off into sleep somewhere in the late hours of the night. And we will swing back over to Stone Hill. And I want to open on Oak, who is, while the kitchen interaction is happening, you were running off to what your memory says is your bedroom, to see if you had a whiteboard.
Yeah. I imagine
A
that
chalkboard.
like
Whiteboards didn't exist in the 80s.
Chalkboard.
Oak gets there.
Corkboard,
Oak
whatever.
Yeah. Oak gets to his bedroom, and there's that moment of, what does this look like? Because I think that Oak has enjoyed like his process of like what things have been in the past, but like this is the first time he's experiencing something new, so it's always something like, ooh, what's gonna be behind here, right? So he opens the door up, and I imagine that with the Lazarus money that we got in this house, it's like anything that Oak could have asked for as a kid is now like to like carte blanche, basically. Like he's got all of his normal things, like his video camera and all that kind of jazz, but on one wall is the conspiracy board. There is a corner with the red lines, and it's got the full map of, like, at this point it's got the full map of Paradise with all of the ley line points that he has mapped out for this whatever prime is.
Pretty
And
sure you also have a ley line map also.
yeah, I imagine that the ley line map is in there as well. And it's just this moment of being like, oh my goodness, this is my room. This and right across the way is Laz's. And like I think there's this moment where he like falls back into what I'm gonna assume is like his gremlins. Like there's a gremlins pattern to his bed sheets currently, and it's like got like the and he just sort of falls back into it, and then he looks around and is like, what is different here? Like looking at a highlights magazine in a dentist office, what's different in this room that I didn't have previously? Or is for instance, Gertie. Is Gertie still existent in this universe, in this timeline, right? Like he's gonna look to see if there's any pictures of them together, anything like that. Like, is that something that exists in here? He's on a mission that is on another level from what's happening currently. So he's like amazed by what he's seeing in the room, all the posters, everything in here. And he's kind of just freaking out. But there is that moment where he sits back up. He's like, nope, you have a job to do. Do it. And looks around for just whatever kind of things are pinpricking to the new prime timeline. Yeah, I think for one, Gertie would be like, that would be the first thing. Also looking to see if any mention of Algernon is in this universe as well would be something that I would definitely want to see. Yeah, I don't know what I would need to do that, but yeah.
Okay, so with that, I would like you first to make a brains check.
Okay.
I'm going to say that this is a...
Okay.
You're taking in a lot of information because there's a lot going on this conspiracy board. Okay. So what I want you to do, this is not going to be a pass or fail. This is going to be the higher you roll, the more you know.
Okay. So I rolled the brains check, and I got a 19 on the die. So that's the brains check. Is there another thing you need me to do?
What'd you get on the... Sorry, what was that?
19.
Okay.
19.
Okay. So I would like you to roll a D100. And with a 19, I'm going to say that there's a 40% chance of additional something additional. So roll your D100, then I'll roll mine, and if we're within 20 on either side.
Okay, I got a 42, which by all standards should be the secret of the universe.
Could you imagine
right?
if I got a 42 as well?
That's not going to happen. You're going to get a 57.
Whoops! What just happened?
Oh, it fell off the table. You rolled it too hard.
It's the patient.
I've never seen a digital dice completely like biff it off a table.
I think what happened was I double tapped the button, so they started rolling, and then they're set to have a slide off the bottom
Ew.
animation. So it literally looked like they just rolled off the table.
Yeah.
Roll
I
again.
didn't have it.
Like sitting at a real table.
Yeah, it's great.
9.
Ooh.
Nine.
So it is not a 22 to 62. So the 40% chance thing doesn't happen, but
Okay.
you still learned a lot. I think what you see as you start looking through, I think there's this combination, and I'll let you take over narration at a certain point. I'll give you the basics of it, but imagine looking at this massive conspiracy board that, imagine like looking at anything that looks like you wrote it, you drew it, you made it, it matches your style, everything, but you don't quite remember doing it. So you're not only having to look for familiar touch points in tracing all of these red yarn lines, you're having to look for familiar touch points in your current memory, but also your adjusted memories. As you have sort of maintained this catalog of, with each iteration, new memories have flown in, and in some ways and sometimes you've let the new memories replace the old memories, but they've never fully replaced them. So with that in mind, I'll tell you that you start to notice that your conspiracy board, you're tracking the various relationships to all of you and your friends, to all these other places, people, and events, but also you have annotations and other ways, however you want to narrate that this version of the board seems to be accounting for the different iterations and for the time travel.
Oh.
This is like, imagine you came in here, Oak, with the intention of creating an amalgamated conspiracy board of all your experiences, and you found that somebody had already done it, and that somebody was you.
Okay. So that's there. That's there. Okay. Good. Whoa. All right. You are a 12-year-old boy. Remind yourself of that, even though you have lived way longer up here. That is wild. Okay. Is Gertie here? Most likely she is. But I haven't met them yet, so that, or not yet physically, so that wouldn't. Well, no. I look around and I imagine I do have a picture from the dance on the board, so that reminds me of that. I'm like, cool. At least she's potentially here in this timeline. And then I'm like, okay, now I want to focus on the whole Anne and Jessica thing, because I mentioned that I was going to try to help them. So yes, there's this moment of him being like having fun and seeing all the cool like things in this space, but like he's like, I'm gonna do some work and figure out what their spatial awareness is and how that works out. And he just writes a little note to himself being like, okay, right now we're at 10 feet. We're at 10 feet between the two. Why does it keep getting shorter? Why does it keep, like, I have to figure this out for the sake of my friend. And then I kind of like I think after a moment after I write that note in there, I close it up, and then I go back out to the boys, being like, "Guys, this is wild. Laz, I gotta see your room, man. I gotta see your room."
Okay. It's right across the hall. He just kind of turns and opens the door, and I imagine it is a like stark opposite of Oak's room.
Oaks is like OCD and like all like filmography and cinematography and stuff. And yeah,
There's definitely dirty laundry piled up in several places in Laz's room. You can see the guitar that he has that's actually a very nice guitar, kind of like sitting in the corner. The one that he actually plays most of the time is duct taped, definitely has some wear and tear, sitting on his bed. His bed is not made. There's no way in hell. And I think there's probably the top of a bong somewhere that's sticking out of a random pile of stuff. I think Laz kind of goes in, throws his bag down, and immediately moves over to a large beanbag chair where he plops himself down and he presses a two-tone gray box and pulls the CRTV, the RTTV power on, and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out pops up. And he
Dude.
grabs a controller.
Oh my god.
yes.
That was my favorite Nintendo game for real,
And then
bro. Oh, it's my favorite one.
I
It's a
think
classic.
the moment that the punch out music starts coming up, I'll stick my head out and be like, Coop, did you find it? We're over here.
Can't find you guys. You have to do Marco Polo or something.
Marco.
Polo.
That's the wrong way. You're doing Marco Polo the wrong direction. Coop's the one that's lost.
It's like a gigantic. Yeah, right. That's right. Polo, Marco, shit. That's how it works.
I imagine eventually you catch up to us, but like,
Coop eventually finds his way.
yeah.
I'm sure.
And I think there's this moment where the three of us are now just sitting in Laz's room and like taking it all in, and like I think for him it's like the first time he's really had a chance to just be guys with the guys and just sit down and enjoy that. So Oak is just like embracing this moment of relaxation and like taking in things and like, hey Laz, okay, depending on what Sharp, I don't know why he's even here right now.
Man, could we not?
Okay, I'm sorry. I just
No. I can't do that right now.
I don't know why he's here.
I don't either. And he called me fucking son.
That was gross. I'm sorry.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I would have too. Goodness. Okay.
But I don't want to talk about it.
No. It's good. It's fine. Can we do something? Because my parents didn't let me watch any of them before the accident. Can we? You pick it because I trust your judgment. But can we watch a rated R movie, or at least a PG-13
rated
Like-
R
like-
movie?
No, we're
You
definitely
don't
gonna
watch
watch a
rated R
movie.
movies?
No, I'm Coop. I'm 12, man. Like they don't even let me look at
I'm
PG-13s yet.
Oops, also a latch.
I was lucky that they let me go see like Gremlins. I was lucky that they let me go see Gremlins. Like,
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Coop, what do you think about RoboCop?
Oh, that's a good one.
Cop. I mean, I know that. I see the posters. I've never watched it.
Oh my gosh.
RoboCop. Laz says, and he gets up and he tries to find wherever it is that they keep the stack of VHSs here in his room.
They're bootlegged like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
not for
Recorded off of
distribution
television.
trailers.
I'm
Like,
I gotta
with
believe
commercials.
you, in addition to a VHS, you probably have a Laserdisc player.
Oh my
Oh
god.
damn! Yeah, very.
I mean,
fancy.
Laserdiscs were sort of hitting the scene around this time, and were thought that they were going to be all the rage.
I imagine that next to Laz's beanbag chair is a slightly smaller beanbag chair that Oak sits in. And I imagine that Coop is just kind of like, because Laz's is big, and Coop's just kind of like draped kind of across the back of Laz's.
That's awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
absolutely
Templeton's
taking.
sitting on like my shoulder because I forgot I had him.
They're absolutely
Aw.
taking turns playing Punch Out until like one of them gets defeated, and then the controller gets passed, and the next person tries. But then yeah, he gets RoboCop, and he puts that in the. I don't know that he would have the Laserdisc player in
Okay.
his room though, so I think he
I
definitely
think
is.
there's a moment where, like, when you
Smart.
walk off, I look at Coop and I'm like, you should use your power glove, dude. I bet you'd kill this game if you use your power glove.
Oak, that's cheating.
No, that's
couldn't do
strategy.
that.
You use what the company gives you.
It's
Okay?
a Nintendo
If-
licensed product.
If
pretty
Nintendo
sure-
says
I'm
use
pretty
it,
sure that this isn't a Nintendo licensed product. Oak, I don't know where this came from, but it sure is something.
it looks like a power glove. It acts like a power glove. I'ma say it's a power glove. So
Okay. What is it? Laz walked out, right? Like he's away from the room.
Mhm,
yeah,
for
he
the
went to
moment.
go. Yeah, he went to go look for the
But I've got something
VHS.
really important to tell you. Oh,
Oh my god.
remember how
Still,
at the beach? Remember how at the beach I told you, and Billy, what I figured out about what Dr. Sharp was thinking,
Yeah.
or what is it? Dr. Sharp and Jeannie, both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so you remember that?
Uh-huh.
I know why he's here, Oak.
Is it something disgusting? Because I don't want to. If
It's
I
nothing-
don't.
It's nothing gross.
Okay. Okay.
Jeannie and Lyle invited him here
Oh.
to talk because they're thinking they're trying to figure out if they want to tell Laz. And my God, that's the worst thing they could possibly do, right?
Tell Laz what?
You know.
Wait,
Yeah, you do.
I genuinely
told you.
forget.
Coop told you that.
Chad
I told
genuinely
you-
forgets. So
I
I'm just
told
Sharp
you
is
and
my-
Billy at the
Sharp is my
bonfire, I think.
biological dad.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
Sharp
in the
is-
waiting room.
Sharp is
Mhm.
Sharp is.
Dr.
Oh.
Sharp is Daddy Sharp.
Oh.
Daddy?
Perhaps I didn't tell Oak also.
No, you did.
No, I
you did.
remember
I
it
just-
as well.
Chad
I-
looks stunned.
You
Like,
did,
what?
but keep in mind we've not played in a while, so I'm like, oh god, okay.
I mean, yeah, it's been like 6-7 weeks since we played.
Okay. Yeah.
But like we can't say anything, right? We can't tell him, right?
I mean, I feel like,
He'll go nuclear.
well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter if they tell him or if we tell him. He's still gonna go nuclear.
He's
It's-
still gonna go nuclear, but I mean, like, would you rather hear news like that from your friends or from your mom?
Whoa.
Oh God, I'm
Okay.
not even sure what's better or worse. Like,
Well,
Incredible.
in this case, I think maybe us, because at least like, okay, hear me out, Coop. If he hears it from us, we're the okay. Not to say anything bad about Mom, okay? Like, Jeannie's wonderful. She's great. I'm not saying anything bad about that. All I'm saying is that you, me, and Laz, we're tied together across all of this, okay?
Right. Yeah,
Right. So he's gonna trust us.
for
He
sure.
may not trust, not to say he won't, but he may not trust parents here, if we find out that parents here aren't, I'm poking too many holes in
No,
the Swiss
I
cheese
hear what you're
right
saying,
now.
but
you
like
see
maybe
what I'm
this
saying?
isn't the best time with all the stuff going on with Rosie. I don't know. I don't know what to do, Oak.
Well,
Laz
Billy
walks
would've
back in
known.
at that moment, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the camera pans out and fucking Laz is standing right outside the door of the
Oh.
hallway,
Yeah.
like, and the laser disc just drops from his hand. Like, what?
Oh.
I mean, we can roll for it to see if Laz overhears any of that conversation.
That's up to Jeremy whether that's something he wants.
Yeah, I'm game with leaving it up to chance.
So
The dice.
I'm gonna
The
say
dice.
there's a 30% chance that you return and catch the tail end of this conversation.
Oh
Okay.
man.
You
15
roll
on
your
that.
D100. What are you rolling
rolled
for,
a
Tamiko?
13.
Why are
I'm
you
rolling
rolling?
for Coop. Oh,
This is just
he's rolling
Laz.
against you.
For Jeremy.
Okay.
It's just Laz is rolling.
Got it.
Okay, I got a 27.
So if I get between a 12, wait, you said a 27?
12 and a
40.
27?
Mm-hmm. 27.
12 and a 40.
Math teacher's got you.
That math doesn't math.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Be
wait,
42.
you said 47.
I said a
What'd you say?
30% chance.
So
That's
it's
15 on
either.
either side.
Oh, sorry.
So between a 12 and a 42.
42.
It's not often that I get to tell the math teacher the math isn't mathing.
It's fine. This is retribution for Monday night. It is as it should be.
Wow.
Laz,
Oh no!
you catch the tail
Oh,
end of this
no.
conversation as you. I think we see as they're talking. There's a shot of like through the door frame of the two of them, sort of having the tail end of this conversation. The camera sort of whip pans to Laz as you've got the sleeve and you're pulling the disc out and checking it and you've got the laser disc player under an arm with the RoboCop disc, and you're approaching and you catch the tail end of what Oak and Oop are saying.
He hesitates for a second before he enters the room. And then he kind of like shakes his head, straightens up, and rounds the corner like he was mid-stride. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe a double feature. We could do RoboCop first and then Predator.
I don't know Predator.
Predator? What is
Here we go.
that?
It's aliens and guns. I don't think I need to say anything more.
Sold. Let's do
Oh,
it.
Schwarzenegger. I guess I could add that.
Carl
Oh.
Weathers.
Sweet.
I love him. He talks funny.
You can see that like Oak is like looking at Coop being like, we dodged that bullet like, ooh baby. Yeah. I am gonna go make some popcorn. I'll be right back.
I'm
And-
hankering for popcorn for some reason.
Gotta go make some popcorn and get away from the awkwardness for just a minute.
I think Coop can definitely tell that there's something weighing on Laz's mind for sure, especially Coop.
Hey, Les, what's up? Are you okay? It's been a day.
Yeah. I've never really set up the laser disc player before, and so just gotta try to figure that out.
Well, I can't really help you. I think you plug things into things. Oh, Tempe, do you know?
I know how to make the player work once it's hooked to the TV, but I can't plug all of the cables in. I only have tiny rat hands.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to tell me like where things have to be plugged in, if you know, then I can do the plugging in.
They look all weird. They're like yellow and white.
Yellow is for video. White and red are for audio.
Left and right, of course.
But wait, the audio has to get plugged into the TV?
You have to have a switch box back there. It's this weird discussion, I think, where I'm just imagining Templeton running behind the TV, and you're trying to reach back, and he's like trying to guide you. No, the yellow one up, no, to the left, and showing you how you can kind of connect it to your Nintendo's RF switch.
Wow. It's also got to be on channel 3, of course.
Well, it would already be
Exactly.
there because the Nintendo was there.
Obviously, yes.
So you're basically doing what I know I did. You would take what was already there and hijack it, and so while you guys are dealing with this, we're gonna flip back to the trailer park. While the boys are getting ready to spend all night watching RoboCop and Predator, the girls are sound asleep.
Rosie's talking in her sleep. And like it's not like a movie. It's not like sentences. It's not like full on. But I think in the night, loudly enough that it probably wakes up Jess or Ann or both. You hear her a couple of times, kind of like you hear her breathing like speed up. And then you hear her like, huh, and then like hey, and I think the first like multi-syllable word you would hear is like listen. And I think it's there's kind of other just like sounds like that she's like kind of like whimpering, almost like she's afraid, or like kind of like she's crying. And I think maybe once or twice you swear you hear her go Laz, and then her breathing will slow again, but then once in a while it'll like speed up, like she's in the middle of like a nightmare.
Perfect. Because we're gonna go inside that nightmare.
Oh fuck! No, I didn't. Okay,
You literally set
real
up
talk.
this...
I did not mean to cue that up for you quite
you
as well. as I did.
literally queued up the scene, a version of the scene that I was about to queue up. So unknowingly,
great. This
you've
is
already
perfect.
brought us in. And I think as we hear you sort of call out in this room, Laz, we suddenly are like, and we hear, Laz, sort of drawing out as, for a moment, you're standing on Paradise Beach. All that's left of the bonfires is darkened circles of burned wood. Little wisps of smoke. If you look too closely, you might notice that all of these bonfires are spaced symmetrically across the beach in a way that, if you were to connect the dots, almost seems to form a double helix pattern the full length of the beach. You are standing for a moment. You were standing immediately in front of you was Laz, also standing on a piece of land. Even though you're on the shore at the lake, standing also on the shore with land behind him is Laz. And as you say his name, he just suddenly goes, and you realize that it's South Manitou Island is suddenly, and Laz is pulled away from you before you can grasp why you're seeing this kid that even though you have very vague impressions of him and you don't really know a whole lot about him, in this moment, you feel a tremendous sense of loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
You hear behind you the sound of crunching glass, footsteps, as Jessica, you and Anne, with no transition, not sure how you got there, just the way dreams be, you're suddenly walking on a beach of broken mirror glass. You hear the broken mirror glass crunching beneath your feet. You look up and you see Rosie standing in front of you on the lakeshore, reaching out towards the distant South Manitou Island. To your right, you see of the lighthouse, Candle Point Lighthouse, matching in the distance 15 miles away on South Manitou Island, in sync but spinning so that the lights seem to be almost like gears.
Oh. Wow.
And you and Anne are holding hands, standing side by side.
Come play with us, Danny. Sorry.
It's like, we're already walking. It's like when you getting consciousness or awareness in a dream, like in media res. And so Jess sees Rosie and is going to like call out to Rosie.
Imagine you have full freedom to speak, but all of you just imagine that as you talk, your voices have that very subtle, like, Rosie, like the tail end of a echo, but in reverse as you're speaking.
And I think Rosie kind of like slowly, sort of in that dream way, kind of like just turns over her shoulder and looks. Do I see them when I turn?
You see Jessica and Anne standing barefoot on a beach of broken mirror glass, holding hands, calling out to you.
And I kind of just like look at them confused and look around confused. And I think, Rosie, this is all like obvious, like bringing back memories of when she was in her coma. And she thinks for a minute that this happy evening was all itself a dream, and that she's back here, and this is the reality, and it just crushes her because like she felt that was real, that was so real, and getting ready after being like getting out of the hospital bed and all of that, like that and this feels like she's getting like yanked back.
As you're having that thought, Rosie, you hear beep.
Oh fuck.
Beep. But it's distant, faint, but it's that rhythmic beeping of a heart monitor.
Oh. And I think Jessica and Anne see like Rosie's eyes like go wide, and she starts to like look around frantic and just like shake her head and be like, no.
Yeah, I think upon seeing like Rosie getting like looking very panicked, Jess is gonna try and run for Rosie.
Yeah, you're able to do so, but Anne comes with you, still holding your hand.
Has Anne said anything?
Funny you should say that.
Get a load of this
Oh, no.
bitch. I'm just kidding.
What's her problem?
She seems like off.
Anne
Am I
said
wrong?
exactly what you said at the same time you said it.
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
In the same
Ruh-roh.
way you guys were bringing up the Shining, it's very much the
Forever
twins speaking in the same tone, the same voice simultaneously. That's how the two of you sounded.
Oh, yikes.
Jessica is, for a brief moment, kind of registers this in her mind. She is very worried about Rosie. She's just gonna look down at her hand, holding Anne's. Are they different? Is it
Oh,
not?
God. It's like
Please
that
tell me
movie
it's not
Together.
like
It's not like what?
like
That movie.
like just a flesh V is what I'm imagining. Oh my god.
I feel like there's better words you could have used to describe hashtag hand stuff than a flesh V.
you know.
100%.
I'm not gonna say
I cannot
anymore.
think of anything else.
I'm not going to say anymore
Flesh
because we're talking
V.
about teenage girls. So
Let's
just leave it at that.
Okay.
Less hands and more just like nothing.
No, it doesn't
Skin
look like an
steeple.
AI generated. It doesn't look like
great.
AI
Oh,
generated
Nasty.
hand mass.
Yeah, you know.
Uh,
Like it is.
they do look like two distinct hands.
Okay.
I'm never gonna forget.
um. So, well, that's good. Jessica's gonna continue trying to run towards Rosie.
Oh my god. Jesus. And I imagine like Rosie upon like this relatively sudden like charge, she does take like a half step back and is just like continuing to like look around, just seemingly like nervous about everybody and everything.
So, as you are, the two of you are running together towards Rosie, and she's looking around. It's sort of like that effect of, I forget what they call it, a pan zoom or a push pull,
Where it
where it looks like as you're moving closer, she's getting further away, but the background's, it's that weird trippy effect. It's also that common dream thing that as you try to run towards something, it seems to not get any closer.
Shit.
I'm going to come back to this. I need Laz, Oop, and Oak. I need all three of you to make grit checks.
What now?
I got a 9, but I'd like to spend a pop and make it an even 10.
Okay.
That's a great
Oh.
choice. We like multiples of 5 here at Nature.
I got a
and Domain.
7. I
It's
thought I
clean.
was so gritty.
You've been very gritty.
That's
tonight.
weird. How'd that happen? Oh, I hit the button on one that doesn't exist. There we go. Wait, did I do that right? You guys were at 48, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
I think what happened was, yeah, it appeared momentarily. It was one that wasn't there. I was eating an invisible pop. Oh, okay. And Oak got a 15.
Damn.
So gritty, yeah.
So,
I rolled 2 6s and a 3.
There's
That's
such
insane.
grit in this boy.
so Laz and Coop failed, but Oak succeeded. So
Is that a good thing? That's the
Well-
question.
we'll find out. Coop, you hear faint sounds of a movie playing. You don't remember Laz and Templeton finishing hooking up the Laserdisc player. You don't even remember starting the movie without Oak coming back with the popcorn. But you very faintly hear the Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Oh my god, yes.
You now have 15 seconds to comply. You are in direct violation of Penal Code 1.13, Section 9. As the movie is playing, and then you faintly hear, you have 5 seconds to comply. 4, 3, 2, 1. I am now authorized to use physical force. And then you just hear as machine gun fire, and you suddenly hear ricocheting gunshots all around you. As you sort of do that, like jolting awake from a dream, and suddenly you sit up, and you find yourself covered in sand, as if you had been buried up to your neck. Not like this, but like when you lay down for fun, your friends bury you in the sand. You find yourself lying on Paradise Beach, buried in sand. And you sit
what
up.
the heck?
And so from the waist down, you're covered in sand. You look around and you see, like, just a few feet away, the smoldering remains of one of the bonfires. You see another one off to the left and right, smoldering. And we can see as these are smoldering, we see the smoke, the wisp of smoke sort of each fire. It's like an animation from a video game. They're in sync. They're identical.
Oh.
And looking,
Laz goes,
you're not there,
oh
Laz.
no. Oh,
This is
I'm
just
sorry.
Coop.
On alone.
Damn.
This is just Coop.
Rough.
Coop, looking left and right, you see a couple 100 feet to the right, you see Rosie standing on the lakeshore. And you see Anne and Jessica holding hands, and they are walking toward Rosie. But it's almost as if they're walking on against a moving sidewalk, like a people mover at the airport. So you see their feet moving, but they're not really getting any closer to her. What do you do, Coop?
Rosie! Hey, Rosie! And I start running towards her.
You pop up out of the sand and you begin running, and
Jesus
all three
Christ.
of the girls, you hear Coop, and you see Coop begin running towards you. Coop, I need you to make a flight check. DC
Chosen one!
DC 8.
God damn it.
Come on, baby.
Roll a 1.
It's a 2.
Okay.
I was gonna say it too.
You see
That was not a one
Technically,
face.
a 3.
you see Coop
Because I
Yes.
get a +1.
you see Coop running towards you, and then all of a sudden in front of you, Coop, the sand just suddenly goes, and you, bam, run right smack dab into a green door with a brass handle. Door frame and all just burst up slightly askew, and you just slam right into the door.
Donk.
Ow!
You kind of land on the ground. As you hit the ground,
Oh.
3 more doors appear, boxing you in. Not entirely. There's like room between the door frames, but in front of you, behind you, and left and right are green doors with brass handles.
Well, Coop doesn't like this. He's gonna try to wiggle his way out between the gaps between the doors.
Oh god, don't get stuck.
Look, there's a very real possibility that
I
Chunker's
know.
gonna get stuck.
Making me nervous. Poor little guy.
He's doing his best.
You are able to wiggle your way through. They're not only are they not super close together, these doors are popping up sort of at odd angles, so there's a weird sort of askew perpendicular ness to them that you're able to kind of squeeze your way through and break free.
It's like Frogger. I've got to get to them without getting hit by the doors.
Go ahead and make me one more flight check.
So close! It's an 8 on the die. Plus 1 is a 9. Pop, 10.
You only needed 8.
Then I'm fine with my...
The DC was an 8.
Then I'm fine with what I have.
So, having experienced these doors popping up, you suddenly have this memory of Wesley explaining to Buttercup how they could live in the fire swamp because he's figured out the secrets. We understand, the fire spurts. There's a popping sound that precedes each of those. You were so bold to discover the lightning sand. And as this is running through your head, you realize that the sand seems to sort of quiver for a moment before a door pops up. And you're running and you're dodging back and forth as these doors are shooting up out of the sand on either side of you, as you suddenly sort of skid across as the sand gives way to, at first, what looks like a very rocky part of the beach, but you realize it's covered in broken mirror glass.
Do I at least have shoes on in this dream?
You have shoes on.
My ruse? Okay, cool.
As you come skidding to a stop on this broken glass, and you see Rosie and Jessica, you see as Coop comes skidding. You saw everything that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is the point where, as a door, cinematically, as a door suddenly pops up in front of frame, completely blocking the frame, we see that door open, and we watch as Oak comes walking in through the door to Laz's room.
Oh, wow. What a transition.
Oak, you walk into the room with the popcorn, and you see that Coop is curled up in the same spot where he was on the back of Laz's not sleeping bag, what's the word? Beanbag. And then you see the big indentation where Laz had been sitting in this beanbag as well. And you see on Coop's shoulder is Templeton, and they both appear to be sound asleep. But you see that indentation where Laz was sitting in the beanbag. Laz isn't there. What are you doing, Oak?
Two things. One, I put the popcorn down. Probably like on a little side table or whatever, nightstand. And then I look at Coop. He's already exhausted before half the marathon has even started. And he just takes like a blanket off of Laz's bed and just sort of like drapes it over his buddy.
It's okay, bud. I'll wake you up after the next movie. You go ahead and take a nap.
And then I look around and I go, "Hey, Laz, where'd you go, bud? I thought we were gonna..." And I think there's this moment where I will peek my head back out into the hallway, kind of like looking around, seeing where he went, and then I'll give it a minute. I think I will. If he doesn't respond, I think I'll go and I'll sit down.
Make a brain check.
Make a brain check? Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see here. I think that's a 12 for me. Yeah.
That's good enough.
Okay.
As you look down the hallway that you just came from and didn't see Laz, you kind of come back and you sit down in this other beanbag. Next to you, Templeton and Coop, seemingly sound asleep. Actually sound asleep. If you looked closely, you might have seen, though we as the audience can see, the eyes of coop in particular are doing that rapid eye movement under the lids. We see a different viewpoint as you sit down on the beanbag. From a different side of the room, sort of looking past the sleeping Coop and Templeton, with you sitting there in the open door to the hallway, the TV here, and then sort of on the peripheral of this viewpoint, we see the sheer curtains blowing in the wind as the camera pulls back just slightly to reveal the bedroom window is wide open.
Oh!
And as you kind of look, almost like you're looking right at the camera, you're seeing the open window. That's when we see Laz standing on top of the water tower.
What?
And for a moment, we see you, just like a moment ago, you were sitting in the beanbag. You felt a sudden sensation as if you were falling, and then suddenly it's like we're close up on your face and then zoom back to see you standing not just on top of the water tower, but the part where you can't really climb to, because it's, you know, high up above the part that you can climb to. We know you've climbed up there because you've spray painted this, you've tagged this water tower before, no doubt. And then as you're standing there, suddenly realizing you're on top of this, and in every direction the top of the water tower slopes slightly, and as you sort of do that involuntary reel, Vicky Van Houten steps from behind you.
Oh!
Full goth appearance of earlier that night.
No.
The fuck? You hear like his chucks like squeaking against like that pressed galvanized metal that it's made out of. And he kind of almost wants to like take a half step back and then realizes how precarious like his footing is.
I think
The fuck is going on?
make a flight check real quick. I want to see something. I
Oh
have an
God,
idea.
you're gonna fucking fall, and she's gonna catch you. God. Oh my God.
Oof, that's a 3.
You do that sort of like you're losing your balance, and you do start to fall backwards, and Vicky just with one hand and no effort reaches out and grabs your shirt and is holding, but you're still kind of leaning back against it, and she goes, "If I let go, you'll fall."
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm assuming I have you to thank for being up here in the first place, yeah?
And she just lightly, with very little effort, pulls you forward till you have your balance.
I imagine that there's some kind of reason that you brought me up here, as fucked up as it might be.
Well, I wanted to talk to you earlier, but Jessica seemed adamant that we not spend any more time together.
Say she's got a pretty good reason, wouldn't you?
I think that should be your decision, whether or not you want to talk to me.
Why are you even doing this? Like, what? Why are you talking to me? Like, we've had nothing but like bad blood between us. No pun intended.
She actually gives a little bit of a nice. We have had times where we didn't get along, but it was always because we were put in a position to be at odds. It's the way they've engineered these situations. They've engineered us to be enemies.
And that's not how you see things.
I see things as opposed to what they want them to be.
Okay.
And I sensed that you were of a similar thought process.
Yeah,
Not
I
liking
want to burn the whole thing to the ground.
Not liking anything that the Nexus labs have been doing. At least that's what I thought until I saw you and your friends coming out of their building looking all cozy with Director Ashley Raven.
Look, it's complicated, but cozy? Come on, you're not that dumb. You can act like it all you want, but you're not that dumb.
I have never even played dumb.
Laz kind of cocks his head to the side a little.
Well, unless I was trying to get something.
Which has pretty much been the entire time I've known you.
The time you've known me is a drop in the bucket compared to the time I've known.
Okay, that's weird. Why did you bring me up here?
You want to destroy, burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
And we both know that you've got certain abilities that give you a better chance of accomplishing that than others. But I want to give you an opportunity. Give you an edge.
Okay. What do you want in return?
Now who's playing dumb?
Mm.
You!
Look. This can't ever happen. I already have somebody.
Last I checked, she barely knew who you were.
You know what? She's... Yeah. Right now, maybe. And, you know, maybe that's the way that it's going to be forever. I don't know. But as of right now, I think that there's a chance that we might be able to fix that. And I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I can.
I can help you.
So, you're going to help me get Rosie back.
When I said I wanted you, I didn't mean in that way. Though, and she kind of leans back and looks you up and down. I wouldn't say no.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
But when I say I want you, what I mean is I want you and your abilities on my side against the Nexus Project. And I want to give you that edge. I won't even compel you. I want you to do this of your own free will. And she's kind of now walking around you. And she's kind of doing this thing where, as she's talking, imagine as she kind of puts her fingers on your shoulder, she says, I want you to make this choice of your own free will. As she walks around you and she sort of walks her fingers from one shoulder across the back of your neck to the other and just touches two fingers to the artery on your neck.
Oh my god.
She says, it'll barely hurt. And then imagine the powers you will have at your disposal, combined with what you already have. You're already dressing the part.
Isn't there some kind of like pact or whatever that I enter into if you do this, where like I have to obey what you say, or I can't hurt you or something?
Been watching too many vampire movies on TV.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. There are certain things that they got right, and there are certain things that got wrong. You won't be magically compelled to follow my command. If I turn you, you'll be your own person.
And daylight, garlic, all that shit.
I love garlic. And we have ways of dealing with the day, as you've seen.
Oh no.
Think about it. You could help me. Help Rosie remember.
You're talking about using the mind stuff that you used on Jess?
Compulsion.
No, not like that.
Not compelling her to feel anything she doesn't feel for you, but using these powers to dig deeper and unlock the memories that are already there.
Messing around in her mind, that's not where I belong. That's not what I want to do.
Look who suddenly found some ethics.
Fuck you.
Oh.
You drink people's blood.
Yeah?
So don't lecture me on ethics. Look, I'm not gonna lie. What you're offering me, it's pretty attractive. It, not you.
You're ugly.
This is wrong. Like, not like this. This is not how I want to do things.
Well,
And if you think that this is the way that I do things, then you don't fucking know me at all.
it's sort of a fight fire with fire situation.
Not with Rosie, it's not.
With Rosie. With them. You think they are gonna have ethics? Have ever had ethics in dealing with any of us?
No. But look who's come out on top every time so far. Us. Kids versus them. They got all the money in the world. They got all the brilliant scientists and all these, armed people that are all scary and shit. All these tunnels running everywhere under the town. But kids are the ones who keep fucking up their plans over and over and over again.
Yet, you still finding yourself under their thumb. Every single time.
There's always gonna be a thumb pushing down on you. Always. My entire life, I've noticed somebody putting a thumb on me. If it's not them, it's gonna be some other asshole. But that doesn't mean I roll over and just take it. It doesn't mean I take a shortcut. It's a hard fight, but I'm fucking here for it. So if you want to fight them with us, then that's cool. That's fine. We'd love to have you on the team if you have the same goal that we have. But this backstabbing, but behind people, like manipulation bullshit, that doesn't fly. Not on our team. So if you want to be a part of our team, then fucking cool. But you have to be cool with the way we do things. You join us, not the other way around.
I need to make a charm roll.
That is my lowest stat. Okay. It exploded though, so a 6.
In most circumstances, if anybody spoke to me with even half as much venom as you're speaking to me now, I would have already pushed them off the water tower. But if I did that, then you wouldn't realize that I'm just trying to save you from more of their manipulation. I'm going to show you something. And then I'll take you back. Unharmed. Unchanged. She steps behind you. She reaches her arms around your waist. She goes, I'm not trying anything funny.
Yeah.
And suddenly, you feel wind rushing past your face and hair as you shoot a couple 100 feet straight up into the air. In your ear, she says, look down. You're easily 300-400 feet above Paradise now.
Yeah, he is repeatedly not fuck, but he's looking.
Get your bearings. Look over there. You see the Candle Point Lighthouse spinning around. You see a couple of the bonfires still smoldering on the beach. You see a few porch lights scattering around. You see the downtown area with a few street lights. You can even see across town, out off of M22, you see the blinking neon red sign, Starlight Trailer Court. Look beyond Paradise. She reaches out with one arm and points in this direction. There's Traverse City. There's Gaylord. Detroit. Across the state that way. She turns around more. Grand Rapids. Big Rapids. Everywhere she points, beyond Paradise, all you see is darkness. You see the moonlight reflected across the state in literally hundreds of ponds, lakes, and rivers. But not one city she has pointed at is illuminated. Beyond the boundaries of Paradise, you see no street lights. You see no lights or headlights or taillights of cars. You see no glow, ambient or otherwise, from small to mid-sized cities. Remember, my offer still stands. Puts her arm around your waist, and suddenly the ground comes rushing up at you. Right before you hit it, there's a quick as you zip down across the top of Stone Hill, and suddenly right into through the open window into your bedroom. And you are seated back in the beanbag chair. And as she lets go of you, you feel yourself settle into the beanbag chair, and the beanbag chair suddenly swallows you whole.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Oak, you see you hear a sudden whoosh through the window, and suddenly Laz is sitting in that indentation in the beanbag chair next to you, and standing there with her hair just settling into place is Vicky Van Houten, the vampire. And she looks at you and she goes, "Hey kid, this is awkward."
What the fuck did you do to my brother?
Oak said
Nothing.
the F word.
Nothing?
Nothing. I gave him an offer, an opportunity. He refused. Now? Well, you're all at their mercy. And then she looks at you and she goes, "Wait a minute. How come you're not asleep?"
Why should I be? Is that you?
No. It's
Huh.
them.
Okay.
Maybe you're stronger than they think, than they realize. Use that. And she glances down at the sleeping Laz, and she says, she kind of looks at him, and then she looks at you, looks at him, looks back at you, and goes, "Huh. Maybe I made a wrong choice." And she gives you a wink, and then she's gone. And the curtains just go.
There is a very awkward moment for Oak where he is just like, a teenage girl just winked at me, dropped my brother off, and I'm having some feelings that I don't understand or know how to feel right now and process. But okay, so I'm gonna have to process that with Predator. Let's do it.
Predator.
Ooh.
I love
Okay.
the coop. Dang it! Damn it!
Yes.
I
Yes.
almost made it!
Yes.
I almost made it the entire episode without screwing it up.
Welcome back.
It happened. Yes.
I was trying so hard. We're
You
literally
did
almost
so
done.
well. I'm
And I
so
screwed
proud
it.
of
So
you.
good.
I was doing so good.
It's
Dang
one
it.
for the.
Okay.
Nah, it's great.
I literally just started choking my microphone like Homer choking a heart. Sorry, microphone. That's not your fault. I love the idea that Oak is just like, okay, that was weird. I feel weird, but my friends are safe and they're asleep. He just turns and starts watching rated R movies by
Yep,
himself.
just- Like I'll wake him up. No, I do think in a is Laz like out cold?
Just as
or-
much as Coop
Okay.
and Templeton.
All right, I'm gonna see about trying to wake Laz up. Just trying to see if maybe he'll wake up, because if this is something that is beyond him just doing like a shake him awake kind of deal, and this is something that Nexus is doing, I'm making a note of it and I want to know what it is.
I think we see Oak like nudging Laz. Hey, and then
Mhm,
starting to shake him, and then starting to shake him even harder, and Laz is not waking up.
Oof.
And I think what I would like to do is, as you are sort of getting this realization that something else is going on, Oak.
Yeah.
We see from the sand in front of, actually, I'm going to say behind Rosie. So not even the sand. Laz, the last thing you remember is being set down in your room in this beanbag chair and instantly being swallowed up by it. And suddenly you have that same feeling you had when you found yourself in the spring in the Valley of the Giants, the spring pond version of the Jealous Mirror. You are underwater. And you can see light above you, and you don't even have to hardly reach, and suddenly you burst out of the water. And you are standing directly behind Rosie. You see, just past Rosie, you see Coop standing on a beach of glass. And then you see the girls, the twins, holding hands. And it's as if you've suddenly, Anne and Jessica, been released from that portion of the dream that was preventing you from getting closer. As suddenly you find yourself walking up on and realizing the 5 of you are now in close proximity, standing on the edge of the beach. Laz, dripping wet, having just emerged from the waters at the shore of Lake Michigan. Rosie standing there confused. Also Rosie, having in your dream state just seen Laz dragged across the lake, now suddenly standing there next to you.
Oh God.
Anne and Jessica suddenly come walking up to you, and Coop, dodging green doors popping out of the sand, suddenly standing next to you, and all of you hear the faint, distant voice of Oak. Come on, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Fuck. That's
Wow.
not good. Holy shit.
Wow.
I had something else in mind, and then I kind of switched things up based on what you guys were doing. And then, no joke, I had on my notes here, one of the things that I wanted to do was when everybody falls asleep, nightmare time.
Okay.
And I literally was going to set it up, and Carrie, you just took off describing Rosie in a nightmare, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Did you look at my notes?
Don't mind if I do.
This was definitely one of those cases where the title doesn't quite make sense compared to what happened, because I didn't go quite in the direction I was wanting to go. But the other thing I wanted to happen was after Jessica stopped the interaction with Vicky on the beach, I knew Vicky was going to make one more attempt. Now, what I had kind of wondered was going to happen was how different that could have been if Billy was here, and how very much differently that whole exchange and everything that happened might have happened when you have a werewolf in your midst and a vampire tries to come in. So, yeah, and I didn't. So I'll tell you, just above the table, the numbers. When I had Coop, Oak, and Laz making their grit checks, that
Not fall asleep.
It was to resist for Oak and Coop against the effect that's putting everybody to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And for Laz, you had a higher DC to resist Vicky temporarily, like basically creating this momentary block so that she could extract you and get you where she wanted.
Abscond with
incidentally, Oak, you rolled high enough that you could have beaten Vicky's attempt as well. But yeah, you guys had 2 different DCs, and Oak, you stayed awake, so we'll see what happens with this. But we're back. Welcome back to Paradise.
Back.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey, I've got a question
Go.
for you, Jay.
Nightmare
Yeah.
on Stonehill.
What did you roll that D4 for at 6:45 p.m. according to the Zoom chat? Because it's still
I-
sitting there.
Never even noticed it. I must
my
have bumped
God,
it
it is.
because I never.
Jesus,
I
it
can't.
is still
I
sitting
can
there.
barely
Perfectly
see it.
blended in.
it's just blended in. I'm like, I'm at
Oh,
this
you know
point,
why?
I'm like, I don't think he notices.
No, it's because the D on my deck, the D100 is right above the D4, and I have a tendency to hit the Stream Deck button and roll my thumb downward. So I think, like, when I rolled the D100 like this, to make it go away, I probably went like this and rolled the D4 right after. And just never noticed it because it landed right in that green area. I never saw it roll.
Hilarious.
So, yeah, mystery D4. It was on a 1, so... No, I meant to do it. That's how many vampires were going to be against the left. You're lucky you only had a 1. All right. Well, thank you, everybody who joined us tonight. We had some... I already called them out, but some subs, resubs, that brought us up to a level 2 hype train tonight. And some great milestones, great way to ring in the new year, celebrate our return, and the fact that we've been playing this season for a year. Thank you for everybody who subbed and resubbed. Thank you for everybody hanging out in the chat. It's always great to see everybody hanging out. I can't participate in the chat because I'm running a game, or I would love to. I am trying to do 2 things at once. Give me a second. Oh, okay. In just a moment, we are going to do a raid as we go out here. So
We're raiding.
yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
something that I keep forgetting to do, and I want to make sure that we start doing it more. So thank you, Jeremy, for making a suggestion. We've been having people raid us. I think it's fair that we raid as well. And bring everybody over to this new channel. We'll be reading the Lollygaggers. But before we go, I want to say a thank you to also to those people who might be lurking quietly in the background, or maybe you're watching on VOD. Know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy our games as much as we enjoy playing them. And of course, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these amazing players. It's so great to be back around the virtual table with all of you, jumping back into these characters and the weirdness that is Paradise, Michigan. So thank you, as always, to Chad, D'Amico, Carrie, Jeremy, M, and even though he wasn't with us tonight, he was with us in spirit, Ted, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end this stream the same way we end every stream. Stick around for the raid. You can say it with me if you want.
Happy.